Dear God, kayo po ang pinaka-understanding and pinaka-powerful. Kami po ay nagpapasalamat sa buhay pong binigay niyo po sa amin. Ngayon po ay nagsasama-sama ang mga taong different ang religions. Pero po sincerely po kami nagdadasal upang kami po ay maging united para makuha po namin ang aming goal. Gawin mo po kaming instrument ng love, light, and peace. Gabayan niyo po kami para po masundan namin ang inyong daan sa isang peaceful community at maging source ng happiness and hope sa isa't isa. Wish ko lang po maging nice ang place na ito sa lahat ng tao. Sa inyong kalooban at paggabay, sana po maging tulong ang activity na ito para mag-benefit ng marami. Gawin mo pong ligtas at malayo sa anumang sakit ang bawat isa sa amin. Kasi po scary po ang pandemic. Marami pong salamat, God, at mahal po namin kayo. Amen.
sa iyong pagtutunguhan. Pangat na inaasam, di mapipigil ni numan. Maaabot lahat ng iyong inaasam. Kasipagan ng sagot, salat ka man sa kayamanan. Buksan ang pahina ng mga aklat ng karunungan. Edukasyon ating kailangan, kamamangan ating iwanan. Please!
Ating lilipanin, ang himbawangin,
ating tanawin,
atong mga sa'y muling tatanawin.
kinabukasan pag-ibayin, pilitin mo gawin.
Puspos ang pagsisikap,
Pag-asa ay yakapin, edukasyon ang kayamanan kahit di naman. Isang pangarap ang tutupad, pagsisikapan ng lahat.
puspos ang pagsisikap,
Kaya mo yun, kaibigan.
mabubuo isang pangarap.
Mabuhay! Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone's doing good today. I hope you're all healthy, happy, and safe. It's a beautiful day for you, beautiful teachers, to learn about radio broadcasting. And this is not only for DepEd TV teacher broadcasters, as we are streaming live on the Facebook page and YouTube channel of the DepEd EdTech Unit. So it's open for all the teachers all over the Philippines. Make sure you like, comment, and share so that more teachers can join us today. Don't forget to use our hashtag, Lessons on Air. I know we are all excited for this 4-day training workshop on School on Broadcast, Lessons on Air, brought to us by the Office of the Undersecretary for Administration through the Information and Communications Technology Service, Educational Technology Unit. My name is Teacher Pao Yaptanco, teacher broadcaster from Potrero National High School, SDO Malabon, and I will be facilitating today's program. Now, to formally welcome us to today's webinar, let me call on our beloved Director of the ICTS, Director Abram YC Abanil, for his opening remarks.
Hello, good morning. Naririnig ba ako? Good morning.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good morning.
Karoon lang ng konting technical difficulties. Am I being heard now?
Yes, sir. You're being heard loud and clear.
Yeah, ayusin lang natin yung So, good morning ulit sa inyong lahat, and thank you for joining this training that we're conducting for essentially this is radio-based teaching, no. Marami sa atin nasanay na tayo sa mga online learning, saka sa blended learning, saka sa TV-based education, no. But at least for central office dito sa EdTech, ito yung natin, first foray natin into radio-based instruction. Alam namin na marami sa schools meron na kayong skills in terms of especially dun sa mga journalism classes ninyo. Marami na kayong mga knowledge on how to do radio-based instruction. What we would like to do in this particular training is to share rin naman yung mga experiences namin, especially dun sa what we have experienced in DepEd TV. Marami tayong mga teacher broadcasters who have already been trained in doing video lectures. We would like to share yung mga learnings namin pagdating naman dito sa radio-based instruction. Actually, is part of our phase 2 sa DepEd TV covers radio-based instruction, no? Ongoing pa rin yung procurement doon. At ang kagandahan nun is that all the video lectures that are being aired in the DepEd TV and that will be produced will also be converted into radio-based instruction. And this, what this means is that hindi lang i-convert yung video lessons into audio format, no? Pero kailangan din palitan yung tawag ito, yung ating script because the script of the TV-based lessons are, ang assumption niyan is that there are visual graphics. Whereas dito sa radio-based instruction, we know that walang graphics, so they have to tweak the scripts para mas ma-describe yung mga lessons and para ma-visualize ng bata using just audio that is available dito sa mga radio-based instruction. And ang kagandahan talaga nitong radio-based instruction is it supplements yung ano natin, no, other modes of learning. I, for example, is a very big fan of listening to mga lectures, no, both audio and both video, and marami akong natutunan from various fields like physics, like chemistry and biology, just listening to these lectures. And we would like to provide this particular opportunity din sa ating mga public school learners. And more importantly, ang radio-based instruction is something that can be used by our visually impaired learners. Yes, yung mga visually impaired learners natin. Kaya it's also a strategy not just to supplement ang education ng ating mga regular learners, but also to facilitate yung learning ng ating mga blind learners and ensure that they are included. They have the same opportunities in terms of education sa ating mga regular learners. So we know that there is a lot of expertise out there in the schools with regards to radio-based instruction. We would like to touch base with you para ma-share natin yung ating iba't ibang mga kaalaman. Lahat tayo ay are actually kinakapa natin kung paano ma-deliver yung education in this kind of setting, no? So we would like to work with you so that we can further improve our respective skills, and then we can scale up at the central office para ma-facilitate namin yung sharing of knowledge to the other schools, to the other teachers in our country with regards to this new skills, new ways of teaching using technology. Especially in this very trying condition. So magandang araw ulit sa inyo lahat, and we hope that you will learn a lot from this training workshop that we are conducting today.
Thank you so much, Director Abaniel. Now, before we move on to our next speaker for today, and for the next message for today, let's watch something that I know most of us have already watched. And hindi tayo magsasawang panoorin to dahil kilalang-kilala natin kung sino ang bumida sa DepEd serye na ito. So everyone, please watch Mikropono.
Ako si Pambing Nueva na babalita.
Anak, sabihin mo kung ano ang nilalaman ng puso mo.
Thank you, Tay!
Tay, naaalala mo ba nung niregaluhan mo ko ng mikropono? Ang sabi mo sa akin, susuportahan mo ko kahit anong gusto ko. Ang lagi mo pang ang bilin? Anak, sundin mo kung anong nilalaman ng puso mo.
Ganda talaga.
Lagi mo ring pinapaalala na ako ang pinakamaganda. Mas maganda pa sa mga crush mong artista sa TV. Alam mo ba, Tay? Pinaniwalaan ko yun.
Ako, si Pam Villanueva, nagbabalita.
Hindi mo naman kasi sinabing mahilig ka sa mga palabas na comedy? Yan tuloy. Umasa ako masyado. Hindi ko inakalang iba pala ang pamantayan ng mundo. Hindi ko napaghandaan ang sakit ng mga salita mula sa tao. Ganun pa man, hindi ko kinalimutan ang bilin mo. Tay, ngayong araw, maglalakas loob ulit akong sundin ang laman ng puso ko. Ngayong araw, tutuparin ko ang pangarap nating dalawa. Handa na akong yakapin ang pagkakataong ito. Ano man ang sabihin ng iba.
Good morning, everyone. It's going to be a long and hard journey. There will be a lot of sweat and a lot of tears. I expect a lot from you, but in the end, when you become teacher broadcasters, it'll all be worth it. Are you ready?
Yes!
Your task at hand is to deliver your lines straight at the camera lens.
Greetings, bright minds! I hope you're having an amazing day. It's me, your English learning buddy.
Good job, DJ. Okay, next. Any volunteers? May nagtatago doon. Teacher Pam. Teacher Pam, I can see you.
Sa pagkakataong ito, babaliin ko ang pamantayan ng mundo.
Magandang wika at maalab na panitikan sa ating lahat, grade 10. Narito kayo ngayon sa classroom ni Miss Pam, ang mamatanong na kahit sa camera laging umaanggulo. Maniwala ka, sasamahan kitang mag-enjoy at matuto. Tatandaan, sa panitikang Filipino, abot kamay mo ang mundo.
Alright!
Haharap ako sa camera upang magturo, upang hindi lamang makulong ang mga aral sa 4 na sulok ng silid-aralan, upang mas maraming bata ang makaalam na ang mga pangarap ay binuo upang matupad.
Okay, teachers, dito nagwawakas ang ating workshop, pero hindi ang inyong training. Bye-bye!
Haharap ako sa camera upang magturo, para mas maraming bata ang makaalam na kahit matagal ang proseso ng pangarap, ang mahalagay umuusad. Tay, naaalala mo ba nung niragaluhan mo ko ng mikropono? Hindi ko to nagamit kanina. Pero, nagamit ko lahat ng paalala mo. Hindi na rin pala ako naniniwalang kasing ganda ko ng mga crush mong artista. Pero, mapapanood mo na ako sa TV para sa mas malalim pang advokasya.
Diba, ang ganda ng bida sa DepEd serye na yon. Mas maganda yan sa personal. And now, to give us an inspirational message, let's all give a virtual round of applause to the head of the ICTS-EdTech Unit, Mr. Mark Anthony CC. Good morning, Sir Mark.
Good morning. Hello po. At sa lahat ng ating mga teachers na nanonood, we are now having a DepEd radio, and it's actually an innovation which is not really new. Ito po ay ginagawa na noon pa man. However, when we talk about the pandemic situation, it boosts the confidence of many of our teachers to develop our own respective resources na masasabi nating full, doable, and achievable. Sa ating pong gagawin po ngayon na pagsasanay about school broadcasting, importante po ito na matutuhan natin yung pedagogical aspect, how to make a good script intensified lines that will have a big impact to our learners. Ating pong tatandaan na ang pakikinig ay isang bahagi po ng pagkatuto sa ating mga mag-aaral, but there is something that should be given to them, yung gem tinatawag, dahil sa pakikinig, meron tayong matutuhan. Just like Dalai Lama mentioned, when you talk, you are only repeating what you already know. But if you listen, you may learn something new. And when we learn something from our teachers who are delivering through this radio broadcast, mapupukaw sa puso at isipan ng ating mga mag-aaral yung values na dapat ay ibigay natin sa paraan ng pagtuturo. Hindi lang basta binabasa ang script o hindi lamang basta binibigay kung ano ang konseptong ito, ngunit ipinapakita ang lalim ng pag-aaral kung bakit importante na maituloy ang pagkatuto anuman ang medium na ating ginagamit. Yan man ay mapa-television, online, at ngayon ay nasa radio. We can avoid the fact that we still have a lot of areas in our country that doesn't have a good internet connection. Pwedeng wala ring signal. Pero sa pamamagitan ng mga radyo na masasabi natin nag-level up, may mga radyo na po ngayon na, gaya nito, meron po ako, may USB. Ibig sabihin nun, nag-enhance na rin ang technology ng mga radio. If our teachers can develop this kind of resources, the thumb drive itself is a powerful tool para maabot. Maliban doon, ang mga radyo, kung sakaling walang internet, pwede naman po na solar ang format. Na kung saan, sa pamamagitan ng solar energy sa mga radyong ito, maaabot pa rin sila ng teknolohiya. Hindi talaga question kung ano na ang dapat na ma-deliver. Ang tanong dito ay, paano natin itatawid yung pagkatuto gamit ang mga available resources and technology? Because at the end of the day, the power lies with the teachers. How we create our script, how we are going to augment instruction, makita man natin ng personal ang mga bata o kung tayo man ay kanilang mapapakinggan. At the end of the day, ang ating masasabi ay we work hard from it, we work hard on it, and we are heroes in our own respective ways. This is your good legacy for the Philippines. Sana po ay marami tayong matutuhan sa ating pagsasama-sama dito sa School on Broadcast. I welcome all of you in our activity. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you for continuously inspiring us, Sir Mark. Everything you said is duly noted. Okay, now before we move on to the next message, let's watch another DepEd serye. I know napanood nyo na rin to, pero again, hindi tayo magsasawang panoorin ito dahil lahat tayo merong first love. Please watch this.
Ikaw ang una kong pag-ibig. At hanggang ngayon, sa'yo ko bumabalik. Ikaw ang pumupuno sa puso ko't isip. Mga salita mo ang dahilan ng pagkasabik. Nananabik, bumabalik. Ang mga alaala simula pagkabata, pinapaalala mo sa akin sa ina at ang mga kwentong pinagsaluhan naming dalawa. Nananabik, bumabalik. Sapagkat nasa iyo ang banta sa dulo ng mga pangungusap, ikaw ang aking pahinga, ang paglaya sa emosyong gustong kumawala. Mula sa mga tanong, sa padamdam, paghinto. Sa pagpapatuloy, paninigurado at mga bakasiguro. Kaya sa pagkakataong ito, gusto kitang yakapin muli. Miss, gusto ko ulit maramdaman kung paano tayo nagsimula. Gusto kong balikan ang unang salita. May I borrow that book?
This one?
Oo. Sana.
Sure.
Unang talata. Unang kabanata. Sapagkat ikaw ang una kong pag-ibig. Sa'yo ko unang naramdaman ang pagkasabik.
Good morning, learners! Welcome to DepEd TV. Are you excited to learn a new story?
Nananabik. Umabalik. Ikaw ang una kong pag-ibig.
Malapit na.
Ayan. All right, moving on to the rationale. Let's all welcome the project lead of DepEd Radio, Mr. John Wilbur Gale.
All right. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Miss
Good
Pawi.
morning. Good morning, sir.
Ayan. So, to our teacher broadcasters and all the teachers watching right now, isang napakasayang araw po. We are very excited and sana kayo din po. So, let me read to you the rationale for our training. For a long time, the Department of Education or DepEd used radio-based instruction or RBI as one way to reach people in the Alternative Learning System or ALS program. Radio-based instruction is mostly used to reach people who can't come to face-to-face classes or who live in remote areas. This allows them to keep going with their education even though they have challenges. Radio-based instruction has reached out-of-school youth, people who have been imprisoned, people with disabilities, working students, indigenous people, farmers, and other people who can't go to school every day. So mapapansin nyo talaga pong dati pa meron na pong DepEd radio or radio-based instruction. And in response to the disruption of classes caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, the Department of Education initiated the use of blended learning delivery in DepEd Order Number 12, Section 2020, titled Adoption of the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan for the School Year 2020 to 2021 in the context of the COVID-19 public health emergency. In fiscal year 2020 to 2021, DepEd TV produced successful television episodes under the supervision of the Office of the Undersecretary for Administration, Information and Communications Technology Service or OUA ICTS, in collaboration with the Office of the Undersecretary for Curriculum and Instruction or OUCI. The episodes are broadcast on national television and on the Department of Education's social media pages. These television episodes are also accessible via the DepEd Commons. Thus, the DepEd TV has an organizational structure that spans planning, production, quality assurance, and broadcasting, as well as monitoring, evaluation, and research. In response to the challenge of limited access to learning modalities, the Department of Education has included radio as a modality in blended learning framework to reach learners who have limited or no access to more popular online and television-based lessons. Historically, radio has been used to disseminate information, and families in areas without electricity maintain battery-operated AM or FM transistor radios and other modes of radio broadcasting. Currently, the DepEd radio makes use of pre-existing local AM or FM radio stations in all regions of the Philippines. In collaborations with the department's regional and division offices as well as schools, lessons are broadcast via partner radio stations or ragtag radio stations established in regional or division offices and schools, reaching learners who do not have ready access to alternative modes of instruction. The OUA ICTS, in collaboration with the OUCI, shall establish the CO organization structure for DepEd Radio, encompassing planning, production, quality assurance, and broadcasting, as well as monitoring, evaluation, and research. This CO structure must interact with counterparts at the regional and divisional levels of governance. So that's it, our teacher broadcasters and teachers nationwide. We are providing this training to empower you using radio-based instruction for learning. This training will give you the knowledge and skills about the radio-based instruction. So listen carefully, learn and absorb as much as you can because we have the best speakers that we can master. So good luck and enjoy this training. Maraming salamat po.
Talaga namang napakaganda ng boses ng ating project lead ng DepEd Radio. Thank you, Sir Wilbur. Now, let's watch another DepEd serye. Everyone, this is Bangka.
Kabisado niya kung paano ilarawan ng dagat. Kulay asul, malalim, malawak. Kinasasabikan niya ang pag-ahon ng tubig alat sa dalampasigan. Kinamamanghaan ang paglubog ng araw sa hangganan. Paghinga ang dulot sa kanya ng kalmadong karagatan. Para siyang hinihele sa musikang gawa ng mga alon. Tinatalo ang ingay ng mga palahaw at sigaw sa maghapon. Hinihilom ang mapapait na alaala ng kahapon. Yung takot, hikahos, pagkalunod ng pag-asang makapagtapos. Hanggang sa humupa ang mga pangamba. Sumilip muli ang liwanag sa lumubog na isla. Kaya't siya'y lumangoy, umibabaw, sumakay sa pinatibay na bangka. Bit-bit ang mas matibay pang pag-asa. Yung hindi kayang palubugin ng mga panghusga, isinasagwa ng karanasan at mga aral na nabasa, naglalayag para sa kapakanan ng iba. Dumadaong sa pangpang ng katuwiran at tama. Siya, na pinatibay ng mga hampas ng alon, na kahit lumipas man ang mahabang panahon, kinasasabikan pa rin niya ang pag-ahon ng tubig alat sa dalampasigan. Kinamamanghaan pa rin niya ang paglubog ng araw sa hangganan. Paghinga pa rin ang dulot sa kanya ng kalmadong karagatan. Kabisado pa rin niya kung paano ilarawan ng dagat. Ang ganda ng dagat, no? Kulay asul, malalim, malawak. Kulay asul, simbolo ng kapayapaang laging niyang hiling. Malalim, kasing kahulugan ng kanyang mga hangarin. Malawak, tulad ng pang-unawa niya saan man siya dagdag. Nakalipas man ang mahabang panahon, kabisado pa rin niya kung paano ilarawan ng dagat. Kulay asul, malalim, at malawak.
That was very heartwarming. And now, teachers, each one of us has our own set of expectations, whether dito sa ating webinar o sa ibang bagay man. Pero hinay-hinay lang sa pag-expect teachers, mahirap masaktan kapag hindi na-meet yung expectations mo. Di ba? Ang aga kong humugot. Okay, so to tell us what we should really expect on this 4-day training, we have the project lead for DepEd TV, Mr. John Jefferson C. Sevilla. Good morning, Sir Jeff.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Pawi, and thank you for doing this. And I'm going to share our expectation to our teacher broadcasters and of course to our participants. It is indeed a great morning, everyone. Together with Director Abram Y.C. Abanil, Director 4 of DepEd ICTS, Mr. Mark Anthony C.C., Head of the ICTS Educational Technology Unit, and Mr. Salvador E. Manansala I, the team lead of the broadcast media and streaming team, we welcome our beloved DepEd TV teacher broadcasters, regional directors, SEO administrators, and of course, our hard-working teachers all over the country to this training workshop. Our team would be expecting your full cooperation and active participation as we witness top-caliber speakers which will enable you to innovate your video lessons, of course, for the benefit of our learners. As we utilize the use of radio, we are hoping that we will be able to reach their needs, ensuring that quality education is accessible, most especially for those who have special needs. To our participants, take a selfie, and remember to always nourish your skills and share your learnings. To our dear teacher broadcasters, we are excited to listen to your lessons now in radio-based instruction format. In behalf of the DepEd TV core team, I am Mr. John Jefferson Sevilla, your DepEd TV project lead from SDO Las Piñas, and sabay-sabay tayo sa pagsulong edukalidad.
Maraming salamat, Sir Jeff. At kagaya nga na sinabi ni Sir Jeff, no, don't forget to take a selfie, and when you post it, use our hashtag #LessonsOnAir. All right, before we move to the last message for today, let's watch this infomercial from DepEd.
Maraming paraan para matuto sa kabila ng maraming pagbabago. Oops! Oo! Kami nga! Ang inyong mga teachers sa telebisyon, mas madalas nyo nang mapanonood at makakasama. Mas mahabang oras at maraming araw. Lunes hanggang Sabado mula alas 7 ng umaga hanggang alas 7 ng gabi. Dahil sa DepEd TV, magagawa nating ipagpatuloy ang pag-aaral kahit wala tayo sa loob ng paaralan. Manood lang sa inyong telebisyon o buksan ang inyong mga laptops, tablet o cellphone para mapanood ang mga video lessons na nagmula sa most essential learning competencies na ginagamit rin sa lahat ng paaralan sa buong bansa.
Tumutok sa ating mga lesson mula kinder, elementary, junior high school, senior high school at ALS na naka-video episodes na. Lipat na sa IBC 13, GMA Affordabox Channel 7 at Solar Learning Channel. Kung hindi makahabol sa live broadcast, aba naman! Subscribe na sa official YouTube channel ng DepEd TV at bisitahin ang DepEd Commons, DepEd TV official Google site para makapanood ng mga video episodes sa inyong mga cellphones, tablets, laptops o personal computers.
Learning is a continuous process, and the Department of Education will continue to innovate teaching to make learning accessible to every Filipino. Kaya naman mapapanood mo na rin ang bawat video lesson na mayroon ng Filipino Sign Language at may salin sa iba't ibang dialekto. Ito ay dahil gusto namin na lubos na maunawaan ng lahat ang bawat aralin.
Tunay nga na hindi tumitigil ang kagawaran ng edukasyon sa pagbibigay ng mga dekalidad na video lessons, kaya naman nakatanggap tayo ng iba't ibang pagkilala mula sa Mobiles for Education Alliance bilang EdTech Policymaker Champion. Honorable mention under the Crisis and Conflict Response category at Grand Prize for Outstanding Thematic Presentation mula sa Cygnus Asia TV Conference.
Kaya para sa mga pag-asa ng ating bayan, ipagpatuloy natin ang pagtataguyod sa pagkatuto ng bawat kabataang Pilipino.
Ang komunidad at mga magulang ang kaagapay at ang DepEd TV ay gabay at tulay para sa edukasyong kailanman ay di tatamlay.
Kaya ano pang hinihintay ninyo? Kunin na ang self-learning modules, papel at panulat, ballpen man o lapis yan.
Dahil sama-sama tayong matututo habang nag-e-enjoy.
Para sa bata,
Para sa guro,
Para sa bayan.
Sulong Edukalidad.
At ito ang DepEd TV.
All right. Lastly, to tell us about what's in store for us in this training is our broadcast media and streaming team supervising educational technology specialist, Mr. Salvador E. Manansala I, aka Sir Bads, minsan Sir Goods, with the webinar overview. Good morning, Sir Bads.
Good morning, Ma'am Pawi. Thank you for hosting our opening salvo for year 2022 for our DepEd TV and DepEd Radio program. And I would like to express my sincerest thanks first to our Director 4 of the ICTS, Abram YC Abanil, our Undersecretary for Administration, Yusek Ali Indelbi Pasqua, our Head in the Educational Technology Unit, Sir Mark Anthony CC, our colleagues in the Educational Technology Unit, my team in the broadcast media and streaming team, DepEd TV core team, DepEd Radio, and all the Itulay hardworking men and women, to our teacher broadcasters, and to our very passionate and dedicated teachers all over the country. A pleasant morning to all of you. In response to the disruption of classes caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, the Department of Education initiated the use of blended learning delivery modes. This was stipulated in the DepEd Order Number 12, Series of 2020, titled Adoption of the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan for the School Year 2020-2021 in the context of the COVID-19 public health emergency. On this particular DepEd Order, we have this suggested distance learning delivery modalities. We call it as DLDM, wherein we have four. The first one is the online distance learning. The second one is we have the modular distance learning. Another one is we have the TV and radio-based instruction, and that's it, the TV-based instruction and the radio-based instruction. Last year, we focused our attention on the TV-based instruction, wherein we were able to develop thousands of episodes for our learners, and we established this just to continue the education, because as we all know, our secretary told us that education must continue, especially in times of pandemic. For this particular training program, what are the expectations for what are the aims or the objectives of this training program? This training program will help the participants to have a deeper understanding or knowledge of the following. First, differentiate concept of TV broadcasting to radio broadcasting. Another one, discover radio broadcasting elements, technicalities, and terminologies. Number three, learn how to put flesh into the script. Understand the importance of learning skills in the broadcast speech and performance of lessons on air. Number five, describe the principles of radio broadcast speech and performance, particularly for lessons on air program. Number six, create a sample lessons on air script and broadcast program. This is intended for our teacher broadcasters, because as we all know, initially we planned this particular training for the teacher broadcasters, but once we posted the announcement to our social networking site, maraming nagtanong, are we allowed to join this? Are you going to open this particular training program? Because this is very interesting. And on our end, sabi ko nga, nakikinig kami, and we open this to all, and let's always be reminded na inopen siya sa all, but you are not required. It is not required. It's not compulsory. It is on a voluntary basis. And the last one is to realize the importance of one's role in lessons on air program. So now, this afternoon, this 4-day training workshop will help us to understand everything about radio broadcasting. And to be able for us to get more knowledge about this, we invited a very esteemed and established personality when we talk about school broadcasting or radio-based instructions. Today, we'll be having a discussion about radio broadcasting, a glimpse and a gist. This will be discussed by an anchor at DZUP 1602 Balita, assistant program director and host, and a program coordinator at University of Caloocan City. We also have a speaker who will discuss the radio broadcasting in the new normal. He is a public school district supervisor in my home division, SDO Mandaluyong, division in charge of journalism, focal person for broadcast instruction program for SDO Mandaluyong, and editor-in-chief Talamitam, and Talamitam Online. And this particular speaker this afternoon, talagang napaka-established at humakot na ng napakaraming award when we talk about journalism. For day 2, our speaker will discuss Dear All, Love Teacher, lesson on air for remote teaching and learning. And this will be discussed by a kindergarten teacher, a national DepEd TV teacher broadcaster, an Alpabasa online host, an Adarna House professional storyteller, and a scholar of Certified Voice Artist Program. Nasa day 2 pa lang tayo, pabigat na ng pabigat ng mga speakers natin. Day 2, we will also have Your Voice, Boost, Boon, the speech performance for recording a lesson on the air program. And this particular speaker is a dubbing director of ABS-CBN and the voice behind San Goku, Jumong, Mickey Mouse, and many, many more. Talagang ang puhunan kasi natin sa radio base ay boses. Kaya ang training natin will focus on more on voice and script writing for radio base. And for our last day, we'll be having Let Me Listen to What Is Written, Principles of Radio Script Writing, and the basic radio script format. This will be discussed by our educational technology specialist, member of DepEd TV core team, a national DepEd TV teacher broadcaster, a vice president for Caloocan Secondary School Paper Advisors Association, school paper advisor, and TV and radio script and broadcast trainer. So I hope, given the roster of our speaker for this school on broadcast lessons on air training workshop, all of us will be empowered on all the things that we need to know about this training workshop that focuses more on radio broadcasting, because as we all know, continuous pa rin ang pandemic natin, and we need to devise certain modalities to be able for us to reach not only those who are living in the urban areas, but also those na classified as last mile schools wherein there's no internet access. The answer to that, we provide them with offline TV-based video lesson, and now we will be providing them the radio-based instruction format. And this radio-based instruction format, we're planning to have it in a 2 modalities. The first one is the traditional radio-based, and the other one is the trend. Yung trend this 2022, and ito yung nagsimula ng pandemic, which is the podcasting. Rest assured that we in the Department of Education, Educational Technology Unit will continue to innovate teaching using various modalities at the comfort of our home, and we are true to our mandate in delivering quality education to our learners. Lagi nating tatandaan, we are all doing this para sa bata, para sa bayan, sulong edukalidad. Again, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat at maraming salamat sa pagsama sa amin sa session na ito. God bless us all. Stay safe everyone. COVID lang yan. Gurong Filipino tayong lahat. Bye!
Maraming salamat po, Sir Bats. Talaga namang napakaraming aabangan ng ating teachers sa training na to. We are all risen and shining. present with a passion that's blazing. And we are very much delighted to see the huge number of participants in today's session. Day 1 pa lang yan ng ating RBI webinar series. Iba na ang energy ng ating participants, lalo na sa comment section. And speaking of comment section, let me read some of your comments. Dear teachers, let's see. Here, from Sir Allen Tapar, watching from 1F Trevino Memorial High School, SDO Camarines Sur. Galing naman kay Ma'am Venus Malyari Garcia, good morning po. Watching from San Isidro Resettlement Elementary School, Magalang North District, SDO Pampanga. At meron din tayong nanonood from SDO Bulacan, si Ma'am Mariflor Dizon. Good morning po, watching from Guyong Elementary School, Santa Maria Central District. At syempre, meron din tayong nanonood from Bagong Silang High School, especially yung ESP at Filipino department nila under Miss Mirna Pacheco with the efficient principal, Dr. Marisa B. Feliciano. And also, sa lahat ng nasa SDO Caloocan, under the leadership of Dr. Nerissa Losaria, their superintendent, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Okay? And thank you so much po for being with us this morning, dear teachers from different parts of the country. And with that, we are inviting everyone to please feel free to share your screenshots or selfie, nakasama ako, as proof of your presence on today's adventure. And of course, use our hashtag Lessons on Air Day 1. Okay? Don't forget ha, kailangan maganda ako sa screenshot nyo, dear teachers. Okay, before we move on to the next part of the program, I know all of us are all excited to meet our speakers and learn from them. Okay, but let me first introduce our speaker. Ano ba ang kanyang achievement? Sino ba itong magiging speaker natin? Siya ba ay talagang qualified? I think so. Sobrang qualified niya. He is an advocate and resource speaker of voter education, media and information literacy, and broadcast journalism. He took up a bachelor's degree in broadcast communication at Polytechnic University of the Philippines. He earned units and a Master of Arts in Media Studies at the University of the Philippines, Diliman. He started his journey in the media industry as a youth reporter of Kabataan News Network of Probe Media Foundation Incorporated, hosted by Atom Araulio, which was aired in ABC5, ABS-CBN, and University TV. He was also the radio host of Kabataan on Air in DWDD Katropa Radio, Voice of the Youth, and School of Life in Radio Inquirer. He also worked as head researcher and segment producer of different TV programs of news and information of the TV5 network. Currently, he is a scholar at Rahamangala University of Technology, Thanyaburi in Thailand with Master of Education in Educational Technology and Communication Program. He is the program coordinator of the Communication Department at University of Caloocan City. He is also the anchor of DZUP Balita, host of UP Atinto, and assistant program director of DZUP 1602 KHZ of the College of Mass Communication, University of the Philippines, Diliman. To talk about radio broadcasting, a glimpse and the gist, let's all welcome Mr. Ryan Malandog. Good morning, sir.
Isang mapagpalayang umaga sa bawat isa. Good morning. So, ready na ba? Okay, so I'm really ready for today. No? So maraming salamat sa pagpapaunlak na maging bahagi ng ating workshop. No? So maraming salamat din sa introduction. So allow me to share first my slide. Yun, basically, it's about an introduction about radio broadcasting, no? So, ano nga ba ang radyo, no? So, dahil of course, isa sa mga traditional media ang radyo, no? So, until now nandito pa rin despite of having digital media, no, na patok na patok sa mga kabataan ngayon. Pero still they are surviving. Or it is surviving. No, nandiyan pa rin yung radyo. So, for a while, mataas ata yung file ko, hindi ma-share. No, so yung
Yan, ganyan talaga pag live, no, sir? Talagang maraming live technical difficulties na hindi
Yeah.
inaasahan. Kamusta po ba kayo ngayong araw, sir?
Okay naman. Nasa bahay lang. No, kasi ang DZUP ay naka-share na ba ako? Hindi pa rin, no?
Hindi pa po, sir. So sa bahay lang din po kayo na work from home din po
Yan,
kayo ngayon, sir?
nagbo-broadcast kami sa bahay nandito ako sa Caloocan. No, so
Pero pre-pandemic po, sir, sa studio po kayo nagbo-broadcast?
hindi, nung pandemic na kasi ako nasa DZUP. No, so
Okay, sir. So may ano pa pong ibang pinagkakaabalahan nyo?
ngayon ay nagtuturo din ako sa University of Caloocan.
Dito po ba sa EDSA, sir, or
Both.
both.
Sa South and North, no? So,
Mm.
since it's remote learning and even naman nung pre-pandemic, no? So kasi kailangan na at least may media practitioners sa both campuses kasi parehas may communication, no, sa both campuses. So, sir, pinakiusapan ako na magturo doon.
How's the experience naman, sir, of teaching college students?
It's very fulfilling kasi 5 taon na din naman ako nagtuturo sa communication.
Pero mas mahirap po siguro magturo ngayon dahil online lang po lahat, di ba po?
Yeah, ang daming challenges. No, so kailangan mong maging creative, no? So lalong-lalo na it's about communication.
Yes.
May mga production subject, for example. So it's paano mo siya i-modify into, 'di ba, a remote learning setup, no?
I can't imagine, sir, kasi I'm also a mass comm graduate. Production subjects really has to be face-to-face if I'll be asked. Danas na danas din po ngayon no, ng ating teachers sa field na ang challenges ng pagtuturo online na hindi nakikita ang ating students.
All right. So I think okay na yung presentation.
Okay, sir, the floor is yours.
Thank you, ma'am. Ayan, pasensya na po. At iba talaga kapag live, no? So may mga technical difficulties. It's my first time to use this platform, no? Yung StreamYard. Pero pagpasensyahan nyo na po yung sige, full ko na lang po. Yan. Alright, it's radio broadcasting, no? So meron pa po ba kayong radyo sa bahay katulad nito, no? So meron pa rin akong radyo sa bahay at kadalasan simula nung bata ako, ito yung nagsilbing alarm clock ko nung bata. Kaya siguro kasi yung tatay ko laging nakikinig sa radyo, no? So every morning around 4 AM nag-start na yan ng radyo, bukas na yung radyo, no? So kaya naging alarm clock ko siya simula nung bata, no? So at ngayon until now ilang taon na ako, yung tatay ko, hawak-hawak pa rin or nandyan pa rin yung radyo kasi it's a form of entertainment, ng information, no, lalong-lalo na balita at yung mga radio drama, no, na meron pa rin tayo ngayon, mapa AM or FM, no. So sa radyo natin, sa mga pihitan natin. So ang unang tanong siguro, uso pa ba yung radyo, 'di ba? So of course it's digital media, digital age, no. So yung mga Gen Z and Alpha generation and even millennials, nabuhay na nandiyan na yung internet, no. Pero of course, nandiyan pa rin yung radyo. Marahil nabawasan lang yung bilang ng mga nakikinig, no, or at yung numbers of yung physical radio, pero still they are surviving, right? When television was invented and they produced the first music video, yung Video Killed the Radio Star yung title. Ang pinaka mensahe nun, mawawala or mamamatay yung mga star sa radio. Kasi nga, na-invento na yung television eh. Nandun na lahat ng elemento. Nandun na yung elemento ng radio na music, no, yung sound, yung voice, at yung very important element ng television, visual, nakita. No? So, that's why sinasabi ng iba, oy, wala na yung radio na yan. No, kasi may TV na. Nandiyan na lahat ng elemento. No, but of course, nandiyan pa rin, no? Of course, kailangan mag-evolve, kailangan i-adopt yung new technology na meron tayo at nandito pa rin ang radyo, right? No, nung nagkaroon ng television, nagkaroon ng teleradyo, no? So dati hindi nakita yung mga anchors, yung mga DJ na mystery, but because of the new technology, no, from television to digital media to social media, no, so nag-evolve ang radio. They need to adopt, no, so that's why may tinatawag tayong media convergence, no, yung pagsasama ng iba't ibang plataforma ng media, no. That's why meron tayong teleradyo, meron tayong podcast, meron tayong even sa Twitter Spaces, if you're familiar, it's an audio discussion ng mga kabataan, no. So wherein they can discuss different topics online, no, na if these people are not into video, no, so they can go to that platform na boses lang, no. So hindi nakita yung mukha nila, no. So siguro simulan ko dito with the quotation or from line ng station manager namin sa DZUP 1602. Ang radyo ay pabago-bago, no? Nagbabago, laging may bago at nakapagpapabago. Yung evolusyon ng radyo, simula ng may imbento siya, napakalayo na, no? So from physical radio to now na nasa online streaming din. Even us sa DZUP, hindi na lang sa radyo na pakikinggan. We have, ang unit namin hindi na lang for production, no. So meron kaming online team, meron kaming online team na nag-manage ng website namin wherein merong online streaming pwedeng mapakinggan ng tao. Meron ding Facebook page. No, aside from us na nasa terrestrial radio, na nasa production and programming, may iba't ibang platforms. And even yung program na hino-host ko, hindi na lang boses, no? So it's because of social media and digital media. Nakikita na rin kami. Meron kaming Facebook Live, no? Yung mga programs na UP atin to. No? So ang daming hindi uso pa rin ang radyo, nandiyan pa rin siya, it's surviving, no. So nagbabago siya, no, at laging may bago, no, at nakapagpapabago kasi ang radyo ay isang moda o isang plataporma para gamitin natin sa iba't ibang bagay, no? So kung babalikan natin yung iba't ibang objectives ng media is one is to inform, second is to educate, third is to advocate, and fourth is to entertain, no? So at pwede natin siyang gamitin sa edukasyon. For example, DZUP, it is produced by College of Mass Communication, Department of Broadcast ng UP Diliman. Pero napapakinggan din naman siya sa Mega Manila and nearby provinces. Pero yung content niya ay puro educational content. No, so meron kaming mga service programs, no, meron about legal, about transportation, no? Pero meron kaming radio school wherein na nagdi-discuss about different topics na merong science, merong health, merong music, no, na pinoproduce din siya ng mga teachers o ng mga professors. Kasi nga may mga partner producers kami na professors mismo at ginagamit nilang plataforma ang radyo para mapalawak yung mga impormasyon, mapalawak yung reach, no, yung bato ng impormasyon hindi lang sa mga eskolang ng bayan bagkus sa iba pang tao na maaring makasagap mapa-online or mapa-radyo.
Hi sir, napaka-interesting na, umpisa pa lang po ano. Inform ko lang sir kayo na yung nasa stream po ang nakikita po ng ating viewers and hindi po yung naka-slideshow. Ayan po.
Yan, pero okay lang yan. Sorry.
Apo sir.
Yeah. Kita naman, no?
Apo, ganyan na lang po. Ayan, sir.
Okay. So, or lumiit ba siya?
Yes po. Parang mas okay po yung kanina, sir. Ayan po. Ayan. I think nakikita na po yan ng ating viewers. You may continue po, sir.
Ayan, pasensya na. Ayan. Ayan. So, yan na yung kanina, no? So, siguro puntahan na natin. May nakuha akong definition ng radio dito. Sabi dito, radio is a tool that uses voice, sound, and music. No, ito yung pinaka elemento na meron ang radyo. No, alisin muna natin yung media convergence, 'di ba? So, yung online and yung television, but of course, radio is very personal, right? No, so that's why kapag nagbo-broadcast ka, dapat kinakausap mo yung tao. At yung elemento nito ay boses. Napakalaking parte ng ng radio broadcasting ang boses, no? So ang music, no? So these are called elements of radio, no? So walang visual elements, no? So producers of information and radio bank on these three elements to attract attention and convey the message. So that's why if for example, ang radio meron kang meron ding video, for example. Pero meron kasing mga tao pa rin na hindi pa rin wala pa ring television, no? So or online. So that's why they are listening to radio. Dapat yung pagsulat natin at yung pag-describe natin sa mga bagay-bagay, for example for example balita, no? So ang nangyayari sa sunog, you have to describe ano yung nangyayari sa sunog. Hindi mo lang sasabihin na nasusunog, no? So gaano na siya kalaki, no? So ano na yung damage noon, etc. You have to describe what is happening. Kasi nga wala tayong visual pagdating sa radyo. Siguro ano tayo, balikan lang natin yung history of radio, no? So panoorin natin yung itong short video courtesy of DZRH bilang ito yung oldest radio station in the Philippines.
The winds of war which had been wreaking havoc in Europe had not reached Asia. Manila was at peace with the world. In a little studio on the top of the HE-ECAT building on Skolta, announcer Hal Bowley picked up the microphone and bade Manila good morning. So, on July 15, 1939, that radio station KZRH, the voice of the Philippines, came into being. RH stood for Radio Hikak. KZRH is a commercial radio station. The purpose is to make use of it for the dissemination not only of entertainment, but of information and education. KZRH had grown by leaps and bounds and had become number one. And then the war came, rather unexpectedly by the Philippines, who had remained naive and innocent about the political undercurrent among the big powers and had been brainwashed into believing in an Eden forever. At 7 o'clock in the morning of December 2nd, 1941, Japanese aircraft carriers led oceans bombers and fighters to begin its devastation in Pearl Harbor. A few hours later, it was the Philippines' turn to be dealt similar blows. Davao, Baguio, Iba, and Clark airfields were rocked by clusters of bombs from planes with red balls, virtually wiping out the United States Air Force in the Far East.
We interrupt this program to bring you a
December 8, 1941, U.S. President Franklin Delano Roosevelt declared war against Japan. It was World War II.
Yesterday, December 7, 1941.
During the air raids on Manila in the second week of December 1941, KZRH was completely sealed or blacked out at night. But broadcasting continued whenever the sirens wailed. Everybody was down at the basement, which served as a convenient bomb shelter. April 9, 1941, from the island of Cavite, Second Lieutenant Norman Reyes went on the air with his stirring delivery of Bataan as follows. The text was carefully crafted by one of President Manuel L. Quezon's speechwriters, Captain Salvador P. Lopez, and later to be the Secretary of Foreign Affairs. KZRH became the property of the Imperial Japanese Army. Personnel found themselves scattered, some in Bataan, some in the mountains as guerrillas, and some met death. The Japanese who took over KZRH changed the call letters and renamed PIAM for their propaganda use. KZRH, the best in the Far East, went off the air. 40 years of horrendous Japanese occupation followed, and it seemed there was no hope of revival. Then, in 1945, the Americans came back, and among those liberated at the UST concentration camp was the former general manager of KZRH, Bertrand Silen, who upon his release picked up the pieces and immediately reopened KZRH, this time at the top floor of the Insular Life building on Plaza Moraga. But it was still tough sailing after that, and until Sulan found his godfathers in the persons of the brothers Elizalde, Ambassador Joaquin, and top businessman Manuel, who put up the funds to rehabilitate the station. Maestro Federico Elizalde joined his brothers as head of the Manila Broadcasting Company, the parent firm of KZRH. In the International Congress of Broadcasters held in the United States in 1948, a new set of identifying first two call letters for radio stations was given to the three Philippine regions with the constant letter D as country identifier. Luzon stations were assigned DZ, DY for Visayas, and DX for Mindanao. Now, DZRH continues to thrive in the coming years by giving the public the fairest, most accurate, and most comprehensive reportage on all events that truly count. DZRH has covered some of the most critical periods in the life of the nation. DZRH has exploited the radio's full potential as the medium that can reach even the remotest areas to serve the needs and interests of the people who are otherwise deprived of basic information for the improvement of the quality of their lives. DZRH, in its 70 years of existence, has lived up to the principle of freedom with responsibility. Station DZRH grows with the nation it serves, owes its continued top leadership and existence to its listeners. On its 70th year, therefore, Station DZRH will continue to keep faith with the Philippine nation and double its efforts to serve the people. To all the listeners and supporters of DZRH, mabuhay kayo! At maraming salamat po. DZRH! 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 Nasa puso ng bawat Pilipino.
Ayan, so pinakita ko lang sa inyo para mabigyan tayo ng idea about the history of radio in the Philippines since DZRH ay yung pinakamatandang radyo sa Pilipinas, no? So at nationwide yung broadcast ng DZRH. It's a good case study kapag dinidiscuss din ang radio broadcasting dahil Americans introduce a radio to us, no? So hanggang tumawid noong Japanese occupation and then until now, no? So na digital age na tayo, no, malaki yung evolution of radio, no? So ang laki ng ng development, no? So from the physical radio to online radio. So bakit ba may AM at FM? No? So though it's more on sa mga technicians, that's why 'di ba may mga engineers tayo pagdating sa radio, yung mga electronics engineers, no? So kapag nag-sign on and sign off yung yung mga radio stations, pinapakilala yung mga engineers natin. So just to give an idea about yung AM and FM, no? So though para sa engineers to, no? So para kahit papaano alam natin yung AM, it's an amplitude modulation, and FM frequency modulation, no? So ang AM mas yung bato kaya kahit sa mga bundok kasi kung titingnan natin yung waves, yung radio waves niya, no? So hindi pantay, no? So kaya niyang that's why even in far-flung communities, for example, kahit mga transistor radio lang, they can pwedeng silang pumihit at makasagap ng mga stasyon, no? So on the other hand, kung tingnan natin iisang isang wave lang yung same yung level ng wave ng frequency ng yung FM, no? So yung frequency modulation, no? So mas stable siya, that's why ang FM ay mas more on music, no? So just para mas mabigyan tayo, bigyan natin yung similarities and differences, no? So yan, amplitude modulation ng AM frequency modulation ang FM. So, um, of course, we can select what carrier or channel you would like to on, o AM ba yan or FM, kasi sa mga radio equipment meron naman, no? So pwede nating pagpilian. And yung mga KHC na yon, kilohertz, it's a way of of measuring the radio waves na meron ang stasyon, no? So at ito yung yung pinaka para kung paano natin siya pipihitin. Kaya that's why may mga numbers yung physical radio natin. No? So yung frequency ng AM ay 540 kilohertz to 1600 kilohertz. No, ang FM ay 88 and 108 megahertz. No, so mas mataas yung yung sa FM. No, so of course ayun nga, both have their own carrier and wave frequency, pero pagdating sa yung AM, it has longer range than FM and is able to travel around different obstacle, mapabundok man yan, no? So pero yung quality naman pagdating sa FM is better. So that's why mas nakakasagap, for example, sa mga far-flung communities, bundok, ganyan, kahit transistor radio lang. No? So, unlike sa FM, yung FM naman, it provides higher quality because it's not affected by electrical interference. That's why kung titingnan natin, mas na-associate ang FM sa mga music. No? Kasi, of course, music, you need to appreciate that. No? You need to kasi it's a form of entertainment, right? We listen to music because gusto natin ma-relax. Hindi pwedeng may distraction or for example grounded or static yung yung music. So that's why most of the stations or mga music stations ay FM. Nabago lang, for example, may case ang radio 5 ay isa sa I think nag-iisang news program sa FM. So it's a good strategy also kasi nga for example now nitong 2010 lang naman nag-start ang TV5 yung Radio 5. No, so and na-introduce yung mga cellphone na may radio at FM lang ata yung available doon. So parang mas maraming reach, no? So and mas malinaw, no? So that's the difference between AM and FM. No, though ang AM malayo ang binabato, malayo ang kahit sa mga far-flung communities, mga bundok pwedeng makasagap ng mga ng estasyon. On the other hand, FM naman more on higher yung quality, kaya nga megahertz, no? So higher yung quality niya. Kaya mas na-associate or most of the content ay ay mga music. So kanina na-discuss naman sa isang conference in US, no? So for radio, yung mga broadcast stations are assigned one of 3 predominant prefixes depending on location of their license. No, so yung DZ and DW ay for Luzon-based radio stations. Yung DY for Visayas and DX for Mindanao. No, so DW is also used for stations in Luzon, no. No, DZ is mostly AM band and DW is FM band. And other call sign prefixes assigned to Philippines are DT, DU, and DV. Pero of course, mas marami mga DZ, DW, DY, and DX. And so that's nakahati po siya sa major islands natin. No, so yung Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Okay, so for AM radio, it offers the station offers variety of different contents, of course, different program formats. Pero nahati po siya sa dalawa. So meron tayong dramatic programs and non-dramatic programs. No, so kapag dramatic programs, of course, ito yung mga mga radio drama na napakikinggan natin. No? So may nakikinig pa ba ng radio drama sa inyo? For example, kahit FM, they are also producing mga radio drama, though nag-originate siya sa mga AM station. For example, DZRH, they are producing a lot of radio drama every afternoon. Mga lunch break hanggang siguro mga 2 p.m. So kasi nitong pandemic napapakinggan ko pa nung nasa bahay pa ako, kasama yung tatay ko. Napapakinggan ko pa yung mga radio drama ng DZRH. And even FM stations, for example, MOR, Barangay LS, Love Radio. Kasi of course, yung mga nagsusulat ng letters sa mga programs tuwing gabi, ginagawa nilang drama tuwing afternoon. No? So, that's dramatic programs. Number 2, yung non-dramatic programs, doon na pumapasok yung news and commentary, no? So, yung mga balita, of course, lalong-lalo na if you are a member of kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas, it is required at least 30 minutes ng broadcast or newscast program, no? So, sa mga miyembro. And kung papansinin natin, malaki yung bloke ng balita sa mga AM stations. So other programs, andyan yung talk show, counseling, educational, and informative. No, so ang dami pong pa pong ibang there's a variety of content na meron sa radyo. No, so pero it's more on talk, no. So kadalasan, pero it depends on what topic na i-discuss, no. So for for example, yung sa amin naman, it's yung sa DZUP, meron kaming balita every morning 10 a.m. to 10:15 and then 2 to 2:15. Pero sa gitna nandun yung educational programs na at least 3 educational programs and isang service program every day, iba-iba. So yun. Of course, pagdating sa FM, no, it offers music and entertainment, no. So, pero of course, kung babalikan natin, kung titingnan natin or papansinin natin, there are times na nagpapalit lang na yung trends pagdating sa FM na more talk, less music. May mga time na ganun eh. May mga year na ganun. For example, when nagsumikat sila Nicole Yala, sila Christopher, sila Papa Dudut, sila, 'di ba? Mas maraming talk yung FM station that time and less yung music. No, there are times naman na more music, no, so and then less talk lang, introduce lang ng DJ, no. So kadalasan ganon, lalong-lalo na sa mga tawag dito, yung pangmasang FM stations. For example, Yes FM, Barangay LS, Love Radio, MOR, no. So of course, pagdating naman sa mga English format, no. So may mga stations talaga na focus on music. Pero may mga station din na focus din sa mas malaki din yung bloke ng talk mo, ng usapan, no. So ganun lang naman usually pagdating sa mga FM stations. It caters mga music. Okay, speaking of radio drama, no. So balikan natin paano siya ginagawa before digital age. So I saw a documentary wherein ginagamit ko din siya kapag nagdi-discuss about radio broadcasting, no. So it's very interesting na kasi now nung nag-start ako with DWDD sa yung AF per radio, naabutan ko pa yung analog na console, no, yung mano-mano. And nung lumipat kami sa Radio Inquirer, digital na talaga siya. Itatap mo na lang sa computer yung bed mo, yung background music, yung reaction, no. Pero before bago pa man magkaroon ng digital media, nagkaroon ng revolution pagdating sa sa technology, mano-mano yung pag-produce ng mga sound effects ng mga artistang to. Panoorin natin yung video na to.
This sense of nostalgia to keep the drama of the radio alive. In a country of more than 7,000 islands, out in the fields and on the roadsides, entertainment can be hard to come by. For some, there's only one choice, the radio.
The whole day. I've been listening the whole day. This is my only recreation here. When I'm listening to drama, I will cry strongly and I carried emotionally. Ay! Naku! Kastigo natin nila ng
Along the beach, Ramona cries. A wave has ruined her special sandcastle. Fidel comforts her, saying that after they're married, no matter what the hardships, the home he'll build for her will never crumble.
Fidel?
But it is not meant to be. Ramona's parents disapprove of Fidel. They push her into marrying another, a man she does not love.
Ay, huwag mong intindihin si Fidel. Marami namang nanliligaw sa'yo.
It's all dramatic stuff, with a theme that's as old as the radio soap itself.
I guess the Filipino people really likes those sub stories, the typical family stories where you respect your elders and you find sweethearts and you have children.
Producer Esther Chavez knows a thing or two about the old art. She was the leading lady of the very first Philippine radio soap drama back in 1949. She says rumors of its demise are dead wrong.
That was what they've been saying right after Ilon and Tahanan went off the air, that the radio dramas are on the way out. That was way back 1958. And still, it's on, and more radio dramas are around.
But it is not a happy ending for Ramona, who never marries Fidel and ends up alone. While her tragic tale may sound like fiction, it's actually based on a true story. Love letters sent in by listeners to radio station DZRH are dramatized on the air. A narrator concludes the show with her own opinion, saying that for better or for worse, it was fate.
Ramona.
For Tia Deli, fate has drawn her to the radio for 60 years.
This was after the war, 1946 yan. This picture, I was a DJ.
1952.
Yes.
At 80 years old, Deli still works on a variety of programs 6 days a week. Her Saturday magazine show is on air until 2 in the morning, but her favorite is still the drama.
I like my radio dramas because our stories come from listeners. We use real stories through their letters. We dramatize them. We do not have any fiction stories there.
The golden heydays of the Philippine soap drama were in the 1950s. The low point was in the 1980s. Today, DZRH produces 18 different soap dramas for a total of 9 hours a day. Business is starting to pick up again. Manager Bernard Canaveral admits that the Philippines has to be one of the few places in the world where the radio drama is still thriving. He is passionate about why.
Radio, it's better to watch it on radio. Why? Because radio works magically through the power of the imagination. Imagination is the key word. So that when I say to you, red lips, you could almost imagine red, beautiful, luscious lips, right? When I say in total darkness. And now we're here in total darkness. I can't see a thing. You could almost imagine in total darkness. On film, you can't have that. You must have that shaft of light to be able to describe the picture. On radio, you can go immediately high in the air and jump down at the sea, at the bottom of the sea. That's the magic of radio. And with all the sound effects that you hear, it's magic. It's just plain and simple magic.
And the magic spreads to other genres too, like fantasy and adventure. Riding on a winged horse. A hero named Benzar and a princess. A ferocious monster.
Hindi ka makakalayo, Benzar.
Our hero does battle with the beast.
Ayun, Benzar.
And let us not forget the princess's evil father, who conjures up a fireball.
Nang kahit pa sino! Hindi!
Most stars of the radio drama have at least 5 different voices.
I'm gonna get you! I'm like an Aussie baby. This one myself a child.
But amid all the fun and excitement, the main characters usually manage to find time alone.
Benzar. Benzar. Oh, Benzar. Benzar. Oh, Benzar. Oh, Benzar. Benzar.
I like love stories because I'm so in love.
And that sentiment is the very reason why the soap drama refuses to run out of steam. So although the technology may seem out of step with the changing times, it's the old-fashioned ideas about romance which still keep thousands of listeners dreaming throughout the night. The magic of the film.
Ayun. So that's a radio drama, no? So traditional way, no? So yung paraan ng pagpo-produce ng radio drama bago pa man yung digital age na nakita natin even yung plastic no ginamit no para makapag-produce ng sound effects, no? So kaya siguro sinimulan ko yung yung PowerPoint natin or presentation with the quotation na yung radyo ay nagbabago, pabago-bago, laging may bago at nagpapabago. No, so all we need to do is to adopt and accept change, no, so for us to survive, no. So even it's the same with what is happening now during pandemic, no. So we need to survive, we need to adopt new technology sa paraan ng pagtuturo, no, kasi it's a disservice if hindi mag-stop na tayo. Same goes with radio broadcasting, since ang objective is to inform, educate, entertain, and advocate, no, to serve the Filipino people using this platform. And there's the radio is still here to serve the Filipino people. And this platform is very powerful. Kung titingnan natin sa radio drama, it consists as a radio personality, no, ayun, at least ang requirement 3 to 5 voices. Maswerte kayo na merong dubber na mag-discuss about siguro doon kasi nga natututunan naman iyon, no. So at baka ma-discover din natin sa pag-produce ng ating mga lesson on air, no? So, na meron pala tayong talento sa pag-produce ng iba't ibang boses. Kasi of course, we need to be creative sa pag-produce ng mga lesson, and baka isa ding paraan ng epektibong pagtuturo, for example, ng isang ganitong lesson ay sa pamamagitan ng radio drama, no? So, yan. So, nakita natin yung proseso, no? Ng pag-produce. Maswerte tayo ngayon na we have a lot of available technology, even yung mga sound effects, no? So mas madali sa part natin, unlike before na you need to produce it gamit ang plastic, gamit ang 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 tawag dito shell ng niyog, 'di ba? So yan. Okay, ano yung strengths ng radio? So of course, it can reach both literate and illiterate audiences. Why? Of course may sabihin natin may mga taong hindi talaga marunong magbasa. Pero kapag napakinggan nila yung sinasabi sa radyo, no? So mas maiintindihan nila yung mensahe kumpara sa for example sa dyaryo, no? So mas pwede pagdating sa radyo, no? So relatively it's inexpensive and available to many, no? So ang dami ng options when listening to radio, no? So hindi na lang naman, for example, you need to buy radio equipment, no? So kasi medyo kaunti na lang yung nagpo-produce talaga ng radio, physical radio. Though may mga available pa rin, for example, yung pinakita kong radio kanina, nabili ko siya sa Lazada, no? So kasi kailangan for monitoring for terrestrial or sa radio broadcast namin, no? So meron online, no? So you can search stations online. Meron tinatawag tayong radio garden. If you can check the radio garden, you can listen to different stations around the globe, no? So around different countries, no? So click mo lang yung map, and then meron kang masasagap doon ng mga station. It's very interesting kasi pwede mong ma-compare yung process and yung in the way they do their broadcast, no? So ano yung difference na sa Philippines? Of course, language, and then of course yung presentation, no? So and ayan, can use batteries, useful in areas without electricity, no? So yung mga transmitter radio, yung mga radio, meron din naman siyang yan, may mga slot siya for example yan, no? Meron siyang sa likod, pwede kang maglagay ng baterya. So lalong-lalo na kapag brown out, no? So pwede siyang gamitin ng mga estudyante natin, lalong-lalo na if they are in far-flung communities na hirap sa electricity and other resources. And a broadcast can be repeated many times during the day. At it's a practice naman in radio. So even us, yung mga programs namin, may mga replays talaga. So dahil sa pandemic, ngayon pa lang bumabalik yung mga partner producer namin ng mga professors, no, na sa programa nila. So yan. And production is yun. Even the production sa part natin, for example, sa pag-produce ng content, no? So for recording, madali na lang eh. Now, for example, you can use your cell phone, or even Zoom, for example. Kami, right now, for example, nitong weekend, from Thursday hanggang Sunday, nag-interview kami for my program, UP atin to, no? So, mga students, no? So, ginamit lang namin ang Zoom, no? Kasi may Facebook Live naman yon, no? So, and may video na counterpart. And may audio din, no? So, of course. No, so, you can, kapag sa Zoom, automatic naman kapag na-record mo yun, nasa-save yung audio. No? So, Yun, pwedeng ganon. Pwedeng yung gamit. Lalong-lalo na if you're interviewing, meron kang kasama na teacher broadcaster from other side of ng ibang lugar. So pwedeng ganon. So ganun na yung broadcast. Even yung news namin ay ano na din, online na din. I mean, through Zoom. Ayun yung virtual studio namin kasi sa UP hindi kami allowed until now na pumunta sa studio, no? Kasi of course, we need to protect ourselves, yung health natin, no? So itong lugar ko ay naging studio na din kasi kapag morning nagbabalita. Ngayon lang medyo nag-stop yung balita namin since ang taas ng yung surge kasi ng Omicron variant, no? So pero what you need to do is to buy lang microphone, to have a good soundproof na na lugar, no? So and sa Zoom naman, meron naman doong noise reduction. Kahit maingay yung aso, hindi na yan naririnig sa broadcast. No, so it's a matter of how you control. I mean, hindi ka dapat nagpapa-apekto sa ingay sa paligid. No, kasi minsan nakaka-apekto yun lalo na live broadcast yun. Hindi ka pwedeng magkamali. So yun. Pero ayun nga, it's maraming tools na pwede nating gamitin pagdating sa radio broadcasting. And we're doing it sa industry, no? So sa DZUP. Okay, so ano yung mga weaknesses not useful for teaching people how to perform that requires demonstration? Siguro it's ang pinaka point dito is that lalong-lalo na yung siguro yung example na lang, no? You can instruct pa rin naman sa audio, no? So pero paano mo siya ipapakita? Example, hindi ka pwedeng mag cooking show sa radio. 'Di ba? Kasi it's really visual, right? Igigisa ko na po ang ang bawang, ang sibuyas, isunod na po natin. Ay, tumatalsik, 'di ba? Parang gaganunin mo pa, i-describe mo pa siya. So parang yung appreciation pagdating sa cooking, parang hindi siya ganon yung production value niya baka hindi lang ma-appreciate. For example, yung if you're featuring yung paintings, unless you have Facebook Live, that's okay. No, for example, meron akong i-feature sa UP Atin to, yung mga students ko before na nag-produce ng mga bakwit na naninirahan sa UP na mga batang lumad. Ipapakita namin yung dokumentaryo kasi may video, may Facebook Live kami. And yung audio pwede pa rin sa broadcast. No, as long as okay yung discussion dun sa documentary. No? So yan. Siguro yung ganong part lang. Pero of course, ayun nga, since of course teacher tayo, we can pa rin magagaling tayo mag-explain ng instruction. Siguro yung it's a matter of what kind of program that we na i-feature natin. Ayun nga, yung cooking show, yun ang medyo mahirap. Even dance, hindi naman pwede yun. For example, may Zumba. Hindi ka pwede magpa-Zumba sa radio. Music lang mapapakinggan, no? So yung instruction paano hindi niyo makikita kung paano sumayaw. So may mga programa na hindi for radio. So yun. Na kailangan talaga ng video. And some people do not have access to radio, no? So of course, it's because of ang daming factors na we need to consider, right? Economics, for example, access, no? So for digital divide, and that's the term, no? So yung digital divide wherein ang daming factors, maaring hindi available yung devices, they don't have money to buy that radio equipment, no? So may mga bata tayo na maaring walang radyo sa bahay, no? So but of course, ayun nga, of course doon papasok yung ibang stakeholders. Pag pinag-uusapan na natin yung radio-based instruction, I mean, baka may mga LGUs na who can provide mga radio transistor to our kids, no, sa mga far-flung communities or other. But that's another ibang usapan na yon, no. So yan. So additional pa yung mga advantage and disadvantages, local coverage, no? So kasi nga kung titingnan natin ang radio stations around the Philippines, unlike kasi 'di ba ang television may scarcity tayo pagdating sa ilan lang yung tawag dito um yung yung slot for television, no? So unlike sa radio mas marami. Even local you can tawag dito, you can build as long as you have transmitter. For example, in PUP Manila, yung isa sa mga professor namin na yung boses ng GMA7, si Sir Al Torres, naging professor ko pa yon way back in college. Nag-ano pa siya, siya yung nag-donate ng transmitters sa PUP, no? So that's why may radio station ang PUP, pero ang nakasagap lang around Santa Mesa kasi hindi ganoon kataas yung ng transmitter, no? So yun, yung local coverage, ibig sabihin of course since may mga station sa different provinces, no, localities, mas nabibigyan ng boses yung mga tao, mas cover yung mga pangyayari sa bawat lugar, no? So that's the idea. And then yung low cost, no? So kanina naman na-discuss natin na pagdating sa low cost sa part ng listeners, since all you need to have ay either radio equipment or you have internet, no, sa online, or you have cellphone na may radio, then you can listen, no? So madali lang, pipihit ka lang talaga, isaksak mo lang sa yung radio, no, or lagyan mo ng baterya, and then makakapakinig ka na, no? So high frequency, no? So kung titingnan natin, na-discuss naman natin yung AM and FM, no? So for example, ang AM pwede nating ma-reach, no? So or masagap rather, no? So yung mga stasyon kahit malayo pa tayo, no? So ang radio is flexible kasi right now we have media convergence, yung pinagsasama-sama yung iba't ibang media, and yung pinaka base kasi ng radio is voice, sound, and music. And these are really basic pagdating sa pag-produce ng iba't ibang content, no? So that's why tumawid ang radyo sa telebisyon, nagkaroon ng teleradyo, 'di ba? Ang DZMM, DZRH, even DZBB, meron na silang video. Even in internet, online, for example, MOR FM, 'di ba? Since nawala yung prangkisa ng ABS-CBN and even their radio station, I think they were able to produce programs online, no? So they are utilizing that platform, and they're still surviving, no? So yan. And then yon, nasabi naman na kanina, low production costs, no? So since unlike television, for example, kasi nag-television din ako, ang laki ng gastusin niyan, lalong-lalo na for example, mga reality programs, ang daming taong kailangan. For example, when we did Mega Fashion Cruise sa ETC channel, 2 bus kami kapag lumalabas pag mag-shoot. Pero pagdating sa sa radio, for example, one-man production nga lang ako sa programa ko. May mga support lang, pero majority of the requirements, ako yung host, ako nagsusulat ng script, ako yung nag-edit, no? So ako yung nag-invite ng guests, no? So even yung mga equipment na needed, no? So hindi ganoon kamahal. And well-segmented audiences, no? So since continuing natin ang FM, AM, wala namang ganoon sa sa television, sa pre-TV. No? So dito naka-separate na, or FM, it's talk and music. Pagdating sa AM, pag gusto mong balita, AM ka. No? So mas and even yung audience alam na kapag music, no? So and even the program, it's the station itself, na this station is for class ABC. This station is ay para sa masa, class DEF, no? So yun. Pag disadvantages, it's audio only. Pag pinag-usapan natin na radio lang talaga mismo, no? So kapag hindi natin sinama yung media convergence na usapan, no? So yung clutter, medyo kalat-kalat in a sense, no? So but it's a matter of how you manage your programming, no? Me, for example, me personally, as assistant program director, kasi I'm the one who manage yung scheduling, no? So it's a matter of ano yung protocol, ano yung mga programs na ilalatag, no? So it's a matter of planning. Pre-production is very important pagdating sa radio. And low attention getting, no? So dapat kasi, since voice ang pinaka main element, you need to get your audience, no? So dapat walang dead air. Dapat of course you need to establish who are your audience, no? So paano yung lengguwaheng ginagamit mo? You have to establish that. Ano yung language na gamit? Filipino ba? English ba? Conversational ba? No? So formal ba? No? So these are things na you need to consider, na ay makikinig kang balita pero yung presentation pang marites, no? So walang credibility, no? So that's why you need to manage that. For example, kahapon meron kaming live coverage, no? So and ng check.ph, paano yung approach? Paano yung tone nun? No? So seryoso ba pero hindi intimidating? So these are things na we need to consider pagdating sa pagbo-broadcast or pagpo-programa, no? That's why pre-production is very important. Ina-identify na natin ano yung tono, ano yung paano i-present to, no? So friendly ba siya, formal ba siya, etc. Conversational ba siya? Fleeting message, of course, since it's live program, for example, wala namang replay. I mean, wala namang, unlike sa YouTube na pwede nating balikan, 'di ba? Sa pagdating sa radyo, hindi eh. No? So, tuloy-tuloy yung programa, no? So, kung radyo lang mismo ang pinag-usapan natin, pero unless merong Facebook Live 'yan na pwede nating balikan. Kasi ngayon na yung practice eh. No? For example, me, before nung wala pang mga Facebook Live, humihingi kami ng copy ng recording para ma-check okay ba yung broadcast, okay ba yung sinabi ko dito, okay ba yung boses ko. Ngayon, mas madali kasi naka-Facebook Live yung newscast, na check ko ay hindi okay yung boses ko dito, or nag-stutter ako. So nag-buckle ako dito. So I need to improve my at least nakita natin, no. So yun, sa part naman ng audience, ng listeners, ayun nga, since nandiyan na yung digital technology, mas nababalikan nila. No? Pero kung radio lang mismo ang equipment nila, wala silang online, then hindi nila mababalikan yon. Okay pa po ba kayo dyan? Ayan, so that's the advantages and disadvantages of radio, no? So sana po ay nagme-make sense ako sa dinidiscuss ko, at okay pa kayo sa sa discussion, no? So you can grab your breakfast and coffee, no? So while listening, no? So parang nag-aano lang po tayo dito, nag-uusap lang tayo, but it's about radio. So punta po tayo sa radio dictionary. So ano po yung mga terminologies, no, na dapat nating tandaan or maging familiar po tayo, since ito po yung practice, no? So siguro po may familiar naman na yung iba kung nagtuturo ng radio broadcasting, no, nagte-train or advisor even sa television. Pero balikan po natin, no. So yung bed po, no. So alam ko medyo maaga pa, gusto niyo pang matulog, pero salamat po sa paggising at pagdalo online, no. So pero hindi po 'yan higaan, no. Ang bed po is a production element. No, it's usually instrumental music or sound, no, or sound effect played in the background of a spoken commercial, promo, or announcement. Or pwede din naman po siya during the discussion. No, so but it can make or break your program kasi kapag may bed ka. So ibig sabihin po, background music siya while talking, no? So para magbigay ah, ng mood sa ano natin sa mensahe natin. No, for example, if we're talking about pandemic, ano yung pwedeng bed or background music nito? So pwedeng medyo nakakatakot, no? So pwedeng ganon. Or during the opening ng program, pwedeng mag-bed music ka dyan eh. No, so may background music. Pero ayun nga po, ang sinasabi ko po dito na bed music or background music can make or break your discussion or program. Kasi maaring hindi dapat sobrang taas ng bed natin. Dapat ang focus would be the speaker or the anchor or the host, no? So dapat background music lang siya. Kumbaga add-ons lang po siya, no? So but add-ons can be a distraction, no? So kaya be careful sa paglagay ng bed, no? So dapat hindi siya ganoon kataas yung volume, no? So that's bed po. Yung background music, it can be sa promo, it can be sa announcement, no? So it can be kahit sa programa mismo. Okay. So we have transition bumper, no? So ang bumper po is a transitional device such as fade out music, no? Bababa yung music or will return after these messages, no? So or between story action or a commercial, it is also called program separator, no? So para po hindi abrupt yung transition, it's more on transition. Yung transition, for example, magte-teaser po ako, no? So para po sa susunod na segment ng ating programa, no? So ayun yung pwede mong sabihin. And then after nun, pwede kang mag-up ng music, tapos ida-down mo siya, tapos lipat sa PSA or commercial. So para hindi po abrupt yung transition from your program to commercial. It's very important po na clean and maayos yung transition ng program to commercial natin. Ganun din po yung pagbabalik, no? So from commercial to the next segment. So pwede pong commercial, no? After commercial, hindi pwedeng magsalita ka agad. Pwedeng maglagay ka ng stinger or about your program na ipe-play or music, tapos ibababa mo yung music na yun, gagawin mo na lang siyang bed, no? Up music muna, then ibaba natin, then tsaka tayo magsasalita. So that's the idea of bumper, no, para hindi po abrupt at maayos yung transition natin. Another one, yung bumper list. It can be a list of musical selections to be played before the breaks, no? So usually nakalatag na po yan sa computer kapag sa actual po kayo station or booth, no? So or kapag mag-broadcast po kayo, nalatag niyo na po mga pwede niyo i-play during the recording or the broadcast, no? So ito lang po yung listahan ng mga music na pwedeng i-play. Another one, naulit. Cue, no? So yung cue po is a signal in words or signs that initiates action, dialogue, effects, or other aspect of production, such as an indication from a director for a performer or interview, subject to begin or end. So that's why meron kasi po kung sa actual radio, ano yan eh, parang nasa ano kayo eh, nasa aquarium wherein ang booth, ang DJ booth at ang directors or technicals booth ay either magkaharap or nasa gilid. Wherein nakikita niyo isa't isa na pwede silang mag-cue na break na, depends eh. Depende sa ano sa sign ninyo. Minsan ganito yung break, no? So ibe-break mo yung ganyan or cut na, no? So yung mga ganon or may times na kapag hindi ka nakikita, minsan naka-whiteboard na yan, sinusulat na ng tech. Minsan galit na sila kasi magbe-break na, ano, overtime ka na, blah blah blah. So yung mga ganon. So ito yung mga cue natin, can be kasi of course kapag magkalayo nandun nasa technical booth tapos audio booth or DJ's booth or anchor's booth, hindi kayo magkakarinigan. That's why may mga hand signals po tayo na available. Or pwedeng pwedeng naka-whiteboard siya na isusulat na lang, no? Or meron naman minsan naka-connect 'yon yung technical tapos sa anchor's booth, pwedeng magkarinigan, no? At magmensahe pero hindi siya masyado ginagawa, no? So lalong-lalo na if hindi naman ganoon ka advanced yung technology na gamit. Ayan, cue in, ayun, to begin or initiate action. So it can be music, cue in na yung music, or it can be dialogue or effects. So ang cue in or ang cue in mo or signal mo to start your spiel, yung end ng opening billboard, for example. Yan. Dead air. So a broadcast term for silence, no? So it can be a result from dead mic. Pero ayun nga po, dead air is a big no-no pagdating sa radio broadcasting and even in television, sa lahat naman, right? So that's why kailangan maglagay ng fillers, magsaluhan, ng music, no? So there are times na, for example, during our broadcast, dahil we're talking about pandemic na and for example, DZUP balita namin, may ka-partner kasi ko sa newscast, no? So one time nalaglag siya sa Zoom. So dapat if magka-partner kayo, kailangan alam niyo magsaluhan, no? So dapat mabilis yung pitik, mabilis yung isip, how you decide, the show must go on, 'di ba? Sabi nga, the show must go on. So that's why kung ano mang mangyari, mawalan ng signal or what, magka-dead air, for example, or nawala yung kapartner mo. So, or dapat yung technical, attentive din, ano yung pwede niyang gawin. So, we need to avoid dead air. No? So, kasi in real radio broadcasting, kapag may dead air, it's a money. No? So, it's, kasi of course, of course it's a time yun kasi binebenta yung oras, right? At kapag dead air, pwedeng lumipat yung listeners mo sa ibang stasyon, no? Ganon din sa sa mga student na nawala, no? So pwedeng patayin na lang nila or 'di ba? So opening billboard, no? So the introduction of radio or TV program, but we're talking about radio, no? So it includes highlights, no? So or names of cast or sponsors. Kapag mag-start, ngayon nga po, kapag may pre-production na tayo, mag-create tayo ng program, ang opening billboard is very important kasi it's your ID, no? So kung merong station ID, merong program ID, and we call it opening billboard. So it means a signal that this is the program na mapapakinggan ng estudyante, no, ng listeners. No, so you have to establish what is the program all about, sino yung mga hosts or other information, for example, social media kung saan mapapakinggan din or mapapanood. No, so And that's the idea of opening billboard. So for example, ito po, pakinggan po natin itong example ko. Kung mapaplay natin. This is an opening billboard ng Kabataan on Air. Ito po ay produce namin way back 2015. No? This was a time na nag-work na ako sa TV5 pero binigyan kami ng platform sa DWDD at binibigyan ko ng platform yung mga students na mass communication student para ma-train sila na mag-broadcast. So, yung mga bosses po nito ay mga estudyante pa sila noon.
Mga katropa, ano po ba isang makabuluhang talakayan tungkol sa may init na issue at usap-usapan ng bayan?
Ito ang para sa'yo, Kabataan On Air Season 2 kung saan bida ang kabataan.
Ang Kabataan On Air Full Force ay programa ng kabataan para sa kabataan. Kasama nating tatalakayin ang mga isyong panlipunan at pagkilala sa mga personalidad ng bayan. Kasama sila Ryan Malando, Luis Valeria,
Joshua Bilolo,
Ina Tirante at Dominic Bolo. Tuwing linggo sa DWDD 1134 kHz, alas 11 ng umaga hanggang alas 12 ng tanghali.
Ang aming official website ay www.dwwe.com.ph para sa live streaming.
Maaari rin kayong makibida sa social media. I-like lang ang ating Facebook page at www.facebook.com/kabataaonair at i-follow sa Twitter at Kabataan On Air. Be the change that starts on air. Ito ang
Kabataan On Air Full Force Season 2.
Kabataan On Air Full Force Season 2.
Kabataan On Air Full Force
Season 2. Ang Kabataan On Air ay produced by Creative Voices Productions at Voice of the Youth Network and a proud member of Youth Media Network Philippines. Powered by DWWD 1134 AM, Katropa Radio. Iba tayo!
So yun po, example ng opening billboard. So it can be, through voice. It can be jingle. Pwede din po mag-start ng jingle yung opening billboard ninyo. No? So meron po kaming programa sa DZUP na Radio Edukado yung program at nag-start po yung OBB nila ay kanta or jingle. And ito po, mga teachers po ang nagpo-produce nito at pumupunta po sila sa mga far-flung communities din to record, to interview. No? So natutuwa ako sa mga teachers nito. Kahit sa nitong pandemic, sobrang sipag po nilang mag-produce ng programs. No? So parang every week may bagong may bago silang mga ini-interview. Even international mga interviewees. No? So nung pre-pandemic pumupunta sila sa iba't ibang community at isa sa mga topic din yung student bilang frontliner din, no? So na mga working student, ganyan. So yan. Pero ayun nga, that's opening billboard, no? So it's an introduction, no, highlighting about your program, yung names ng hosts, no, yung mga hosts and other information. So with that pa lang, dapat makuha mo na yung audience mo. Uy, So Kabataan On Air na, ay, may ganito palang programa, pakinggan ko nga. So yung mga ganon. So it's a signal na, okay, mag-start na yung program nila. So I will stop my what I'm doing, no? So or magpe-pay na ako ng attention. No? So, kasi of course, pwede naman makinig kahit 'di ba anong ginagawa mo, naghuhugas, no, or ng pinggan, nagluluto, etc. Pero yung attention, of course, no, so while listening. Reader, ito na po sa parte na to ng mga anchor, no. So skip of news story in which no actualities to be played, no. So ito ay binabasa po ng anchor, no. So sa television, we call it silent read. Pero dito sa radio, reader naman, wherein si anchor lang mismo ang nagbabasa. Sa part naman, kung ang recording, ang nagbasa ay reporter, we call it voicer. So wala tong actualities, wala tong interview interviewee, walang soundbite na, for example, nasusunog, may mga reactions, wala yon. More on reading lang talaga ano yung nasa script. Public service announcement or PSA. It is a commercial, no? So usually shown for free, no? So giving safety information or advice. Siguro familiar naman po tayo sa mga public service announcement, lalong-lalo na kapag about the kadalasan kasi ang mga PSA coming from meron kadalasan ang nagpo-produce from government entities, no? So from DOH about pandemic, every Christmas or New Year about 'di ba paputok, no? So even the station can produce PSA. Dami naming PSA kasi kami hindi naman kami commercial talaga na kumukuha ng sponsors. Puro public service announcement yung commercial namin, no? About pandemic, about nature, different topics, no? So just to give you an idea, this is PSA from PPCRB na nirequire ng KBP na ipa-play or i-broadcast sa mga KBP members kasi it's election season, no? So this is an example of PSA po, public service announcement.
Makapilipinas. Iboboto ko, Makapilipinas. Makabayan sa lupang sinilangan. Makataot may respeto sa buhay at pamilya. Siya ay makatwiran at patas makisama. Masigasig tumulong makaahon ang bawat isa.
Makatarungan, makalingat, maalalahanin sa kapwa.
Makakasama ang lahat, siya hindi mangiiwan. Siya ay makapagtataguyod ng kabutihang panlahat. Siya ay makabatas. Siya ay makatotoo. Siya ay may malinaw na pananaw para sa makabagong bukas. Higit sa lahat, siya ay makadiyos. Kaya't ayaw niya ng karahasan. Siya ay makakapayapaan. Iboboto ko ang isang tao na makakalayaan. Isang leader na makakalikasan. Isang Pilipinong makabuluhan at matino ang pamumuhay. Sa isip, sa salita, at sa gawa. Gabayan ang Pilipinong bumoto ng responsable. Yan naman ang aming panata sa BBCRV.
Ayan, so different topics. So it can be 30-seconder or 1-minuter. There are ano naman mga PSA na nagla-last ng 2 minutes, no? So for example, meron kaming PSA na 2 minutes at or 1.5 no? So ayun, it tackles different issues or topic, no? So this one is about, it's very timely kasi it's election season, no? So magboboto uli tayo sa May 9, no? So that's why dapat guided tayo, no? So and same goes with kung ano yung mga pagdating sa pagdating sa usapin ng edukasyon, no? We can create public service announcement about environment, mental health, no, and other topic, no? So na pang-inserts natin if we have mga live programs, no? For example, yung kanina, no, sa programa natin may mga pa-PSA tayo but it's a video format. So this time you have to utilize all the elements of radio, no? So the voice, the music, sound effects, no? So pagsasama-sama natin yung mga elementong 'yon. At of course, yung mensahe. That's really important, no? So that's PSA. And slug. Wait lang po. Sige, mamaya na yan. Sige, script. Written out version of news story, no? So or hindi lang naman sa balita. Even us, kailangan namin mag-produce. For example, yung program ko it's about mga since it's UP atin to, it's a magazine program, no? So about UP, about alumni, about policies, etc. No? So I need to create script pa rin, at least as guide, no? So outline. So these are things na very important kasi kailangan din natin sanayin as teacher broadcaster na meron tayong guide at least alam natin yung flow ng program, no? So yung flow ng natin ng daloy ng programa. Kasi nowadays yung mga, especially me bilang nagturo ako sa Eugenio Lopez Center for Media Arts, mga media students, media arts student na senior high school, event communication students. There are times kasi sila nag-a-advance shoot na agad. For example, vlogging, no? So pero pagdating po sa mga traditional media, no, so kailangan natin i-practice pa rin na we have script. No, hindi dapat bara-bara na lang broadcast na. Yun na yun. No? At least may outline tayo what will be the flow of the program. What are our objectives, no? So in doing this particular episode or, di ba? Program. Yan. So that's why script is very important. And medyo nainis ako, for example, bilang teacher kapag, for example, gagawa sila ng documentary or video or radio, drama, ganyan. Dapat may script talaga. So sa atin din, we need to practice that. Yung slug is the title of the script, no? So, yeah, for example, yan, nasagasaan sa Timog, this is the slug. This is a script for news naman po. So, 2015 pa yan. So, yan. And then sounder, it's a recorded tune used to introduce segments, no, so of the broadcast. So sa programa, for example, 1-hour program or 2-hour program. For example, yung Kabataan on Air, hinati namin siya sa iba't ibang segments. So may segments kami featuring mga student organization. We call it Bida Kabataan. Meron naman kaming segment wherein we interview different personalities from government. Yung sa Kabataan on Air, yung mga students doon and me, we were able to interview mga secretary ng department. Napapunta namin sa stasyon sila, BIR Secretary Kim Henares, Mayor Herbert Bautista. So, very lucky yung mga batang yun na train namin na mag-host at humarap sa malalaking tao. No? So, actual production na nababroadcast talaga. No? So, yung sounder, yun nga po, introduction siya ng segment. Para hindi po siya ganun para yung transition, smooth yung transition from one segment to another. No? So, na hindi abrupt. No? So that's why nilalagyan natin siya ng it's either sabihin ng anchor sa script na we will move on to the segment, to the new segment or to the next segment. Kasi pwede nating hatiin yung program sa segments or bodies na tinatawag. Body 1 or tapos commercial, body 2, commercial, body 3. So pwedeng ganon. So example ng sounder.
Dito sa Kabataan on Air, buong pwersa natin ibibida ang mga organisasyon ng kabataan. Buong pwersang ibibida ang mga advokasya at proyekto ng kabataan para sa kabataan. Dahil dito sa Kabataan on Air, bida ang kabataan.
So, iba pa yung opening billboard. So, we have at least ilang 3 segments na merong nag-produce kami ng sounder as introduction of the segments. No? So, para establish and structured talaga yung program. No? So, yun. Pwede nyo po itong i-note at pwedeng i-add sa mga ipoproduce natin na programa or lessons. Stingers, no? So yung stingers naman, it's similar to bumpers but may slight differences sila. So pwedeng lang kasi siya one word lang siya. For example, Kabataan on Air, tapos may sound lang siya. So pwedeng habang nagdi-discuss tapos for transition lang to next spills, pwede mong i-play yung Kabataan on Air with background music. So kaya kadalasan 5 seconds lang. Though yung nahanap ko na stingers namin ay medyo mahaba to. So pero it's more on pasundot lang na na mga sound or no. So parang more on transition lang from one spiel to another. No, so pwedeng ganun.
Sa DWWD 1134 kHz. Kabataan on Air.
So pwedeng gamitin mo din itong stingers na to, para, for example, from natapos mo na yung segment number 1, tatawid ka sa segment number 2. Pwede mong insert mo muna tong stinger na you are listening to Kabataan on Air. Tapos tsaka ka tatawid, transition to yung yung sounder natin na introduction to next segment. Para smooth, no? So you don't need to spill about your next segment. No? So pwedeng ganun yung atake pagdating sa sa pagproprograma. Okay, yung tease or teaser, no? So we're familiar naman, no? So kumbaga cliffhanger is very important, right? No, pero of course we need to be careful din about sa pag-tease ng tao or ng listeners. Ano ba yung aabangan nila? We have to be factual, ano ba yung aabangan. No, so hindi dapat natin na misrepresent. No, so lang na we're talking about lesson, no. So hindi pwedeng pwede nating i-tease na pag-uusapan natin mamaya ang iba't ibang terminology ng radio or radio dictionary, no? So sa pagbabalik ng ganitong programa. So blah blah blah. So pwedeng ganoon. So yan. So these are the kadalasan na maririnig natin sa pag-produce ng programa sa radio, no? So cue, no? So mga tease, no? So voicer, cue in, etc. So we're familiar naman siguro po dito yung mga stations na meron tayo sa Philippines, the FM station and the AM station. And right now, though I got this, siguro mas mag-focus na lang tayo on sa lower part ng dito sa sa image na to or sa data na to. It's 2015 and 2016 data pa, no? So since nawala yung DZMM, no? So hindi na siya ganoon ka-updated. Pero kung titingnan natin, no? So 65.6 of Filipinos listen to radio. So 41.4 turn it at least once a week. So sino pa po ba yung nakikinig sa radyo? Nakikinig pa po ba kayo dyan? Press 1 naman dyan sa comment section. Kung nakikinig pa kayo ng radyo. Yan. So mataas pa rin naman po yung bilang ng mga nakikinig sa radyo. No, so at radio ranks second as most used and most trusted source of political information. No, so it's 58%, right? No, so pangalawa siya kasi according to the study, number 1 pa rin ang television. Ayun, no, ang dami pa rin nakikinig ng radyo. Yan. Si Ma'am Jonalyn, Ma'am Joy Villarreal, si Sir Kim De Los Santos, no, Sir Antonio Maipa, Sir Edwin, no, si Ma'am Teresa, no. So ang dami niyo na po. Di ko na pero ayun, natutuwa pa rin po ako na kahit papaano we still value radio and traditional media na nandyan pa rin. They are surviving and they are doing their best to serve the public. No, at gagamitin po natin ito sa pagbibigay serbisyo sa ating mga estudyante. No, so balikan ko lang po ito since ngayon napapanahon mag-e-election, no. So malaki pa rin po yung porsyento. That's why aside from television, marami pa rin politiko ang naglalagay ng mga commercials sa radio. No? So kasi nga pag sinabi mong radio, AM station, it's a source of news. It's a source of information. And we have to accept the fact na nasa third world country po tayo na despite of having internet, no, so doon nababago na, no, kung titingnan natin yung data ng 2021, no, yung kaunti na lang din yung nagko-consume ng television, mas mataas na talaga sa social media. It's because of pandemic, it's because of most of us are working from home, no. So siguro babalik or mababago pa yan kapag bumalik tayo sa pag nawala na yung pandemic at ano tayo on-site na yung work natin, no. So 'yun. 89% FM listeners, radio listeners, and 12% ay um, AM radio listeners. So mataas talaga yung nakikinig sa music, no? So siguro even I'm tinanong ko din before yung mga students ko, they're still listening to radio pero most of them are listening to FM radio stations because it's a form of entertainment, especially during pandemic kasi it's a form of our escape, right? No, so lalo kapag pagod na tayo sa mga requirements, no. So bilang teacher, bilang estudyante, so kung wala namang Netflix or walang social media, no, so they will go to other media platforms, no. So may pwedeng print, pwedeng television or radio. So yan, ito po yung yung gist and glimpse ng ng radio in the Philippines, no? So ng radio broadcasting, ibalik ko na lang po ulit para full circle yung discussion, no? So ang radyo ay pabago-bago, nagbabago, laging may bago at nakapagpapabago. Yan po ay binanggit ng aming station manager na si Ma'am Ivy A. Claudio, no, sa DZUP 1602. And for me, when I heard that, it's truly no, it's true, no. So nagbabago talaga ang radyo. And ako bilang bata pa lang, na sinabi ko nga kanina na alarm clock ko yung radio kasi ang tatay ko nakikinig ng radyo 4 AM pa lang ng umaga. Siguro ito yung mga rason din kung bakit ako nasa radio program or nasa industriya ng media, particular na sa radio, no. So ayan, at sana po bilang mga guro, gamitin po natin yung platapormang ito para magturo at magpabago sa ating mga kabataan. Maraming salamat po.
Ayan. Thank you so much, Sir Ryan. Parang magandang pang-caption yan, teachers, no? Yung quote na binitawan ni Sir Ryan nung umpisa at nung dulo. Ang radyo ay pabago-bago, nagbabago, laging may bago at nakapagpapabago. Gandang caption yan sa mga post natin mamaya. Don't forget to use the hashtag Lessons on Air Day 1. Okay? Sir Ryan, we have a few questions for you. Is that okay
Sige po? Wag lang po mata. De joke lang. Alam niyo naman po kapag mass comm, di ba?
Opo. Okay, so the first question that we have here, our teachers sa mga SDOs po nila, could they invite you in their respective divisions for a training din po, like this one?
Pwede naman po. Hanapin niyo lang po ako sa Facebook. Kapag
Okay, so
opo, willing naman po ako magturo kasi since sabi ko nga teacher din naman po ako, no. So kayo na po bahala.
Okay, so hanapin po natin
Hanapin niyo po
sa
ako.
Facebook.
Yun lang din
Sir
naman
Ryan,
po yung pangalan
Sir
ko sa
Ryan.
Facebook.
Opo, sir. Okay. Our next question, do you think radio would be a good medium to bridge lessons?
Yes, definitely. No, so we are doing this in DZUP. So majority of our content ay about academics, about different topics pagdating sa edukasyon. So we have, for example, meron kaming about music. Pero hindi lang talaga pagkanta yon, pero yung iba't ibang parte ng music kasi nagpo-produce nun ay College of Music, for example. Meron kaming broadcast kasaysayan wherein they discuss different topic about history. For example, ang last episode nila ay about history ng pandemya, no? Diniscuss nila simula pa nung panahon ng Spanya or ng pananakop ng Spaniards, yung cholera, no, tapos yung panahon. Basta grabe, we can really use this platform for teaching. Especially we are archipelago, 'di ba? Na kung saan hindi naman lahat may telebisyon. Hindi naman lahat may internet or may social media. So that's why as bilang I'm really happy with Department of Education that they are utilizing different platforms na available sa mga estudyante, at they are teaching or providing training for our teachers. Kasi nga we have to utilize this available platforms, and I'm very sure that this radio is a good platform for teaching, since one of the objective of radio is to educate public, is to inform public. So kung na-inform ang publiko, general listeners, for example, no, so mapa-adult, mga bata, mga teenagers nakikinig sa radyo, may natututunan, mapabalita man yan or other topic. What more kapag ginamit natin siya as platform to discuss different lessons.
I think your answers is also related to our third question.
Okay.
And ang third question po natin ay, ano ang lakas ng radyo kumpara sa TV at online?
Siguro it's a matter of yung pag-explain, no? So you have to make effort kasi you have to describe a lot of things, no? For example, yung mga bagay-bagay. So iba yung iba yung pagsusulat pagdating sa radyo, since napapakinggan lang, no? So dapat descriptive talaga siya at maiintindihan ng listeners. May tinatawag din tayo na tawag dito, may telegenic tayo, 'di ba? May radiogenic din. So these are things na mga factors na dapat natin i-consider sa pagbuo ng mga programa. No, at that's one. Second would be kung titingnan natin, kung babalikan natin yung discussion kanina, no? So AM and FM mas cheap siya for kids. I mean sa lahat, regardless of age, no? So and anyone can have and for example kahit cellphone lang, tawag dito, you can listen to radio station, for example, no? So yun nga, hindi naman lahat may TV. Kailangan natin kailangan natin tanggapin na merong mga lugar na walang telebisyon, merong mga lugar na walang internet, merong mga lugar or merong mga batang walang computer, no? So that's why we need to lawakan natin yung options natin at yung availability ng mga lessons na meron tayo, no? So that's why siguro ako personally, hindi naman sila magkakalaban. These are platforms talaga na pwede nating i-utilize, no? So it's a matter of kasi kapag hindi natin trinay yung mga platforms na to, it can be a disservice to our students, no? So yun. So and sabi nga, another one is flexible ang radio, no? So pwede siyang tumawid sa lahat, no? So at still they are surviving, no?
Very well said po, Sir Ryan. It's really good to have you here with us. We have definitely learned a lot. And sir, marami pa kaming naka-line up. I think meron pa tayong last question. I think this is our last question. Saan makaka-download ng resources ang mga RBI stingers, bumpers, sound effects, or our schools and divisions could produce our own?
Yeah, marami pong available online na tawag dito, free to use na na mga hindi ko lang po masabi yung specific website, but once kapag i-check nyo naman po yon na mga free downloaded na na mga sound effects, may mga available po, no? So just make sure na free siya gamitin, no? So kasi of course copyright alam naman po natin, no, may mga license dapat 'yan. But kung free to use po siya or public domain, no, so naka-indicate naman 'yon. Pero kapag sinearch niyo po free to use na mga sound effects, so ang dami pong pwedeng gamitin, no? So or pwede din po kayo makapag-produce ng sarili niyong ano, mga sounds or mga background music or stingers, no? So for example in DZUP and even us in TV5 before, kapag gumagawa kami ng bagong programa, nagpapa-compose or nagpapa-produce kami sa ano namin, sa editor namin. 'Yun. So you can produce your own, no? So kung lalong-lalo na kung meron po kayo na discover na talented na student, no? So we can maximize his or her talent. Kasi nowadays ang gagaling ng mga bata ngayon, 'di ba? Minsan kaya even me, medyo natenga ako sa ano talaga sa media. That's why I go back sa radio, sa production, because ayokong mapag-iwanan, no? So kasi hindi pwedeng nagtuturo ka ng production ng media related subject na hindi mo alam yung nangyayari ngayon sa yung mga trends, no? So alam nating na magagaling talaga yung mga bata, so dapat alam mo din yung ano nila, yung mga ginagawa na nila, no? Kasi YouTube, 'di ba? Ang dami ng pwedeng ano ang dami na nating makukunan na ano ng mga knowledge about editing, 'di ba? So yung mga ganun po, ang daming resources, ang daming na pwedeng i-search po. Even us, for example, meron kami i-produce na ano na election special, no? Humahanap kami ng pegs online, tapos pwede naming i-tweak, ganon. Yung mga ganon po. So pwedeng ganon po kasing gawin natin as long as free to use yung ano, yung mga stingers na yan, mga sound effects na yan. Kasi yun nga, baka kasi masampan tayo ng kaso ng copyright infringement. So, yan.
Yeah, take note of that, teachers, okay? So I think that's all our questions for today, sir. And again, maraming salamat po. At sabi ko nga kanina, marami pa po kaming naka-line up. So sana po hindi nyo kami tanggihan sa mga susunod. And we've heard na you're also a trainer for radio broadcast. Kaya po, aasa kami sana po na it would always be a yes for DepEd Radio.
Sure. Maraming salamat din sa imbitasyon.
Okay po. And to show our appreciation, sir, we're going to award our the certificate of recognition. Let me read the citation. Republic of the Philippines Department of Education, Information and Communications Technology Service Educational Technology Unit awards the certificate of recognition to Ryan Malandog for sharing his invaluable expertise as a resource speaker and trainer of the topic radio broadcasting, a glimpse and a gist during the training workshop on School on Broadcast Lessons on Air from 25 to 28th of January 2022. Given this 25th day of January 2022 at the Department of Education, DepEd Complex, Meralco Avenue, Pasig City. Signed by Head of Educational Technology Unit, Sir Mark Anthony CC, and Director of the ICTS, Abram YC Abanil, and the Undersecretary for Administration, Alain Delby Pasqua. Ayan, maraming salamat po sa pagbabahagi ng inyong kaalaman, sir. Sa susunod po ulit.
Maraming salamat.
Thank you po. Okay. So, ayan, teachers. Alam ko, medyo nagugutom na tayo. But konting reminders lang po, no? Mamaya meron po tayong evaluation. So, stay tuned for the link and the QR code for that. Okay? So, first topic pa lang yan, teachers. Kamusta naman kayo? Sobrang dami na nating get out na information. Pero patikim pa lang yan para sa ating morning session ng ating #Lessons on Air Day 1. At for sure, mas marami pa tayong matututunan mamaya as we continue with our training. At dahil gusto namin na mas malalakas pa tayo para sa susunod na session, for now, happy lunch, teachers! Pero babalik kayo ha dito sa ating tagpuan dito pa rin sa EdTech FB page at sa ating YouTube channel. Huwag niyo naman akong iwan at huwag niyo po kaming iwanan. Kapit tayo hanggang dulo, teachers! And don't forget to share our live para mas marami pang makaalam na ang training workshop ay free at open for all with the use of our official hashtag, Lessons on Air Day 1. See you later, teachers!